Well, welcome back to Lake Orion Dragons hockey here at Detroit Skating Club in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I'm Craig Stockwell. I'll be calling all the action tonight with my broadcast partner, Larry Rosen, standing here to my right. Larry, what do you think tonight? We got quite a matchup. We've got the OAA Red Division rivals, Stoney Creek Stoney Creek Cougars taking on the Lake Orion Dragons tonight.
Well, Craig, it's great to be here again for another game. It's always snowy outside, it seems, when we're here broadcasting these games. But these are rivals. These are OAA rivals, Rochester and Lake Orion neighbors, and this is always a good competitive game. These teams don't usually like each other. It should be a great game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Dragons have been struggling a bit on the wins and losses. I think they're 2-7-1 overall coming into this game, 1-3 in the league, while Stoney Creek's at 2-2-1 in the league, having a little bit more success. Seems like they're struggling a little bit between the pipes, giving up some goals. What do you see as kind of the players to look for here tonight and I guess we'll start with Stoney Creek.
Well, Stoney Creek's player to watch would be Ryan Matuzek. He's their leading scorer, always seems to be in the play, has been a good player. We've seen him quite a few times growing up with the Orion players, and he's going to be their guy to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, when he was a mite, he played with my son Corey at the Onyx, so it'll be interesting to see Ryan, how he's developed here over the years. How about Lake Orion? Who do you think we need to look out for tonight for Lake Orion?
Well, you need to look out for senior number 22, Connor Mesta. Connor's having a great season. He's the leading scorer for the Dragons right now. 6 goals, 11 assists. Great skater, fast, super good hands, and he looks to pass the puck and create good scoring opportunities in the offensive zone. He's the guy to watch for the Dragons.
Absolutely. Great energy guy. He's good at both ends of the ice. He gives you everything he's got every day, and quite a playmaker, always looking to distribute that puck and get others involved.
Yeah,
so
and
I think that's a great call.
And he's a great skater. I mean, every year his dad builds a rink in the front yard, and the kid skates if there were 9 days in a week, he'd skate 9 days. He is on the ice all the time, and you see it in his play.
Well, what do you like about Lake Orion tonight, Larry? I mean, when you look at their ability to compete tonight and take it to a strong Stoney Creek Cougar squad, what do you think the 3 keys are for Lake Orion to have success tonight?
Well, first and foremost, after talking to Coach Field, this is really the first game the Dragons have been healthy up and down the lineup, with the exception of Drew Casey, who tore an ACL in football. So this is the first game we're going to see the full team. We're going to see these guys healthy, and we're going to see that, I don't think the Dragons' record is indicative of how good a team they are and how they can be going forward. And like the old saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Let's see how the Dragons are healthy. That'd be the first key. The second key to the game is to play more discipline in the D zone. They give up a lot of goals, and some people always like to seem to blame the goaltending, but if you give up scoring chances, that limits the goalie's ability to make saves. It's too many scoring chances, results in goals no matter who the goalie is. They need to be disciplined defensive zone, clear loose pucks, clear men, and not leave pucks laying there just be banged in, on the doorstep.
And kind of do the little things, right, that kind of make the difference in the corners and like you said, clearing the zone near the blue line, those type of things.
Well, that's exactly right. You get a chance to clear the puck, you clear the puck. As a good friend of mine, Coach, used to say, that's why the good Lord invented glass. If you're not sure and you don't have an open man, bang it off the glass, get it out of the zone. If it's not in the zone, the other team can't score.
Absolutely.
So, and the third key is to compete at a high level. Play with some jam, play with some vigor. You have to compete at a high level. You have to want to win, and you have to win the little battles, win every battle. Okay? That's it's a high intensity level. This is an important sport, and if you come, half ready, you're not going to win these games. So you got to have a high compete level. I think you understand that.
Absolutely. I think I really love that one. I mean, I'm always preaching the energy, the effort, in those things to really do the little things to kind of bring your level of play up, right, when you're playing against a team that might be a little more talented than you, or making sure that doesn't happen to you when you're on the other end of the equation.
Well, and that's absolutely right. You got, the intensity level comes to, do you stop or do you start or you take a big circle to get to the puck, and it's all effort. Intensity and jam is effort and desire. And, be a little nasty when you can be nasty. Take those hits, finish the hits. Don't just bump off of a guy and hope the puck comes to you.
And how much of a factor is the big ice, right? I mean, we sometimes maybe we don't talk about it that much when we call these games. We play in the Olympic sheet here in Rink C, and a little bit more side-to-side ice, room to move. That compete level, that intensity, and staying active can kind of take away some of that time and space, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And on a big rink, you have more space, and for defensemen, it's the hardest place to play. Offensive players can be creative; they got more space. Defensive players have more space, and the offensive have more space with these creative forwards, and they got to compete. They got to get to the puck, and the forwards seem to take more advantage of it, and the defensemen, it hurts them.
Right. Absolutely. Well, both of these teams kind of middle of the pack. Obviously, the Dragons trying to get to the middle, sitting at 1-3 in the league with the healthy lineup, with playing at that high energy level. Pulling out a win here against Stoney Creek is going to be a really big, going into the kind of the stretch as they, this year. I don't think we've talked about it, Larry. We play a home and home with every team in the league now, right? So that's different from the last couple of years where you just played everyone once.
Right.
Really, you're not out of it yet, right? I mean, in previous years, you're sitting at 1-3. You're figuring, maybe I can get to an upper seed going into the tournament, but you're really kind of out of it, right?
Right. Well, now if you have all these interleague games against each other, you're never out until it's 3/4 of the way done.
Right. So big game here tonight for the Dragons as they take on Rochester Stoney Creek. Stoney Creek in third place with 5 points, following Rochester United, who's having a heck of a year, ranked number 2 in the state, and then Berkeley obviously sitting there at 4-1. With the Dragons, again, some room to make up. They got a game in hand on this team, the Stoney Creek team, but they need to start putting more W's in the win column.
Yeah, they sure do, and it can start here tonight. And they can't fall behind. They need to jump out early. There is a lot of talent on this Dragons team. We talked about it. You can't talk about guys that aren't here, but the team's a whole different look if Drew Casey could play, but he can't, and they got to get past that. And they need to start on a winning, get a winning streak going, get some confidence. And, we can all talk about it all you want, momentum and confidence. Ask the Detroit Lions about momentum and confidence.
Yeah.
It gets shut, so you got to get the momentum, get the confidence, and, you build off of a nice first period and then a nice second period. You win the hockey game and go to the next one and do it again. But like you said, Rochester, everybody's looking up at Rochester. Somebody's going to need to knock them off. And you start playing well, and they're going to fall. Let's be the team that, Dragons need to be the team that gets better every game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the good news for the Dragons tonight is their good luck charm is here, and that's ONTV. We're 1-0 on broadcasts so far this year, so even with their struggles, we saw a fine game the last time around with the Dragons really taking it to a Howell Highlanders
yeah, it was a great
squad.
game.
7-3 was the final of that game before the holidays. So I guess I forgot to mention it, but Happy New Year, Larry.
You too, Craig.
Good to be back with you, calling the action here in the new year, and really excited to see how the Dragons play tonight.
Yeah,
looks like we're
great.
about ready to do starting lineups.
Tonight's high school hockey game between the Lake Orion and the Stoney Creek Cougars. I'd like to remind everyone of the importance of sportsmanship in high school athletics. The Lake Orion varsity hockey team hopes that everyone enjoys tonight's hockey game while displaying mutual respect of all players and fans of both teams. Now for the starting lineup for the visiting Cougars.
Well, here we go tonight for the Cougars. Starting for the Cougars tonight in goal, number 1, Carson Redshaw. Oh, we're going to go by number 13, Chris Cryer. Number 19, Michael Cecilia, forward, starting for Evan Chichek, a defenseman, number 18 on D. and number 21 defenseman Brendan Vargo.
Number 1, Carson Redshaw starting in goal. The number 8, Ian Lustilla at forward for the Cougars.
And now, the starting lineup for the Lake Orion Dragons.
Starting lineup for your Lake Orion Dragons. Starting at center, the captain, senior, number 22, Connor Mesta. Starting at left wing, also senior captain, number 16, Ryan Sidlowski. At right wing, senior, number 24, Andrew Defaw. On defense, senior, number 7, Jason Grebe. At the other defense, also a senior, and an alternate captain, number 6, Ben Bach. And in goal tonight, number 29, Jack Barker. Jack Barker's a sophomore this year. He's done a nice job as the season has progressed. He is showing improvement game to game, and that's really what you're looking for in a young goaltender.
Oh, you got a sophomore playing. It's all experience. Every game's a new game, and get better every time, and it's a lot of responsibility. So here we go for the national anthem.
Well, thank you, Karen Newman of the Detroit Red Wings, for taking us through the national anthem there. You got your home Lake Orion Dragons in the familiar home whites, the green helmet with the yellow on the side and the stripes down the middle. And in the other corner, you've got Stoney Creek in the dark blues, always a physical team. They'll probably come out with a lot of energy, looking to assert their physicality and see how the Dragons handle that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they do. That's their coaching style. Coach has been here a while, I think since the beginning of the program at Stoney Creek, and they've had a real good start to their high school career there at Stoney Creek, and they've always been physical. They always seem to pick up kids from the travel ranks as they get older, and should be a great matchup tonight, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't hurt being about a mile north of the Onyx.
Yeah, no kidding.
So definitely a hotbed for hockey. Rochester's really grown in the hockey community since the late 90s, actually 99 when it was built. Certainly a lot of very solid, strong hockey players have come through that program, including Josh Jacobs, Rochester Rattler for many years, playing for Coach. I'm sorry, I forgot the coach. I was going to say Tom Lack, but he didn't play for Tom Lack. He played for the other guy in the 95s. But Josh Jacobs playing at Michigan State this year as a freshman, and having quite a year head manning their power play.
Well, that's something I didn't know. So it's always good to see these guys locally play at the big schools. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like the coach needs an explanation before we drop the puck, but I think we're going to be about ready to face off here momentarily. So you mentioned it earlier, quite the snow. It looks like winter's arrived. It looked like a little bit of a delay compared to last year, but it seems to be a familiar pattern when we come out to call a game at Detroit Skating Club that we got snow and some weather to deal with.
Yeah, I said that to my wife as I'm driving over here. I said every time I come to the rink, broadcast a game, it's snowing. But should be a good one. I wonder what the delay is tonight. It doesn't appear to be the clock. It doesn't. I don't know what it appears to be, but looks like we're getting ready to go here, Craig. Let's have a good game.
I thought maybe they forgot to bring a whistle.
Nah, not these guys.
And Lake Orion handles the opening face-off. Grieve over to Bach. Throws it ahead to Sidlowski. Just gets by him, but Sid's in. He's looking for his options to center the pass. Good patience. Comes back around to Bach at the point. Bach's looking around. He's going to throw it into the corner to Defoe. He can't handle it off his skate. And back to the point. Bach takes a quick shot and rebound just wide by Mr. Defoe. Nice backhand.
Yeah, good start for the Dragons here. Looks like Sidlowski had Defoe for a second in front of the net on the first entry for the Dragons, but they're carrying the play right now, Craig. Looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Good start by the first line. Now Stoney Creek's able to clear and get it down deep into the Dragon zone. They'll use this opportunity to change. Lake Orion will do the same and return the favor as they chip it into the Stoney Creek end. Gronowski steps in front of number 10 and into number 11. Kicks it back into the Stoney Creek zone. Jake Chappie, number 10, in chase. And number 11 is Brisky, I believe. Center ice, Stoney Creek regroups, throws it in deep. Their delayed offsides call. It'll give the Dragons an opportunity to break out. And Gronowski fans on the cross ice pass to Chappie. And Stoney Creek's able to regain control. Gronowski into the corner. He's going to carry it out for the Dragons. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm a little surprised with the speed of Stoney Creek. I don't know if they're adjusting to the bigger ice surface. And in is Brisky, backhander steered aside by the goaltender Redshaw. Nice little scoring chance there as the Dragons step in again with somewhat with impunity as they go to the front of the net there, Larry.
Yeah, no kidding. They had a clear shot there, and like you're saying, the big ice might be a little struggle right now for Stoney because they look a step slower than the Dragons at this point.
I did see a couple of big hits on that last shift, so maybe that we can count on that stepping up here.
Good pass here.
Number 19, I believe that's Stevenson with the puck. Nice shot, low, wide side, steered aside by Redshaw. Defenseman's having a hard time handling it over on the left side. Bach shoots and he scores! Low, far side. Always a good spot for a shot, Larry. Boy, I'll tell you what, it looks like Lake Orion's able to kind of do what they want. If they keep their foot on the gas and they keep this up, they should have some fun tonight.
Yeah, the Dragons had a couple chances here. It looks like the goalie's a little struggling a little bit with that stick side shot. That was a clear shot. Looks like the Dragons had a little bit of screen in front. So it worked out well. You put the puck on the net, good things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The Dragons control the draw back in deep into the Stoney Creek end. Nyland after it, number 4. Big hit on number 18 for Stoney Creek. Gronowski throws it back into the corner.
Number 6, Ben Bach.
The Lake Orion goal by number 6, Ben Bach. Assisted by number 8, Kyle Roberts. And really a nice little sequence there. A couple nice shots, same area. And like you said, it looked like Redshaw maybe he's having a hard time picking that shot up from the point.
Yeah, I don't think he really got a good look at it. And he was a little bit deep in the net, and it got by him. So Dragons will take it, absolutely, Craig.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things that I noticed on that shot was just a nice, quick little wrist shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's all it was.
He didn't wind up, take a big clapper.
Nope, had one of the forwards skating across in front, creating a little bit of a screen, not too much, but enough to impede the vision of the goaltender, Redshaw, and Here we go, 1-0 Dragons.
Now the Stoney Creek's looking to get a cycle going. Number 13 with the puck. Got a little speed. Throws it back in to number 19. Looking to the point. He dumps it back in kind of hard. Nothing that 19 could handle. And D-man's going to skate it across and drop it in the other corner. Start this all over again. Gronowski swings it around to his partner. Tries to kick it back out to him, but it gets tied up in the paraphernalia of the referee. Number 8 steps into Mesta. Pretty good, but Connor's able to get up and continue to battle. Battle along the wall. Stoney Creek comes away with it. Back down into the corner for Stoney Creek, and they're having some success here.
Nice save by
Jack Barker.
By Jack Barker, the Dragons goaltender there on a quick pass from behind the net.
Yeah, Barker, he really shut the door there nicely. Number 8 was right on top of him and just couldn't get the puck up high enough to try to put that in the corner. Sidlowski and Chase into the corner. 21 was looking to put the hit on him, but he lost the puck behind him. Nesta kicks it back to the point. Another shot from the point. Defoe battling down low. Loses control of the puck, and out comes Stoney Creek. DePry tries to throw it in deep, but it comes right back to him as the Stoney Creek player puts it on net from his own blue line. A lot of long stretch passes here, Larry.
Yeah, I'm
seeing
that.
As the Chappie line is out there now with Kirschner and Brisky.
Yeah, the pass by Chappie there in the neutral zone. He's got to make a better pass than that. It would have been a nice 2-on-1, but too far out in front. And he's also got to back check a little harder there, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. Now number 10 out on the ice, our player to look for, the alternate captain, Ryan Matusek. Looks like they're about to change. At least number 11 looked like he needed to come off. I don't know if he took a good hit there or what.
No, I didn't see what happened there. Shot wide by the Stoney Creek.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to get that hit something and maybe get a rebound, or if that was a shot. He missed that by a good 2-3 feet.
Oh, did he?
Wide of the net. Kirschner wins the battle for the puck, and he's coming out with some speed. Flips it ahead to Brisky, and he can't handle it. Now number 5 with some speed on the back end there for Stoney Creek, and he gets hooked.
Oh, and you're going to get a penalty, Stoney
Mr.
Creek.
Kirschner is going to go to the box. Yeah, I think the call is on alternate captain Mark Kirschner.
Yeah, but I think after the play, the Stoney Creek guy hauled him down, and you got offsetting minors
offsetting.
here. But I don't think they're coincidental. I think we should be playing 4-on-4 here, but no, they're coincidental minors, Craig.
Yeah. All right, so the first call is offsetting. Could be signs of things to come with this crew. Don't know. But so far, I've liked the flow of the game, except I'd like to see a little bit more physicality and a little more quickness. Boy, puck's loose out front. Another shot on goal. Barker's done a nice job in that sequence, even though he couldn't corral it. Steering aside a good 2 or 3 opportunities there, Larry.
Yeah, he made some nice saves there, but he was left to his own devices due to the fact that he didn't corral the rebound the first time.
Right.
When he had the puck in his glove, Craig, he dropped it, and that's what created the other 3 scoring chances.
Number 20 kicks it ahead, and 25 in chase for the Dragons. Number 20, Steve Oberheim. Gronowski dumping it in deep. Oberheim and Chase into the corner. Steps into number 9, and number 25 does a nice job of playing a body there too to gain control for the Dragons.
Yeah, nice hit. He separated himself and the player from the puck, and another good chance for the Dragons. A heck of a save.
Wow. Just got a piece of it. Looks like it kind of went off the handle of his stick into the side of his jersey there for him to get control of that. That looked like it had a chance to go in there.
Yeah, it was an excellent save by the goal. Like you said, hit the butt of his stick and fell right into the top of his trapper. They've given us a roster here. It's pretty tough to see the way they've split it all up.
Yeah, 25 is Kevin Permuka. Another good shot by Bach from the point.
That would be off the post, I think.
I'd like to see him walk that in when he's got a little space there, Larry.
Yeah, he had a couple steps he could have taken and got a little better shot, possibly waited for a screen from his forward.
Mesta throws it back in with Defoe and Chase. Sidlowski steps into the Stoney Creek player out front. Mesta with a quick shot just wide.
Yeah, great pass out front to Mesta. He's got to hit the net on that shot, Craig.
Mesta in ahead. Down to Defoe. Defoe gets sandwiched while the puck's 5 or 6 feet away, but he takes an extra stick with him. Back to Bach, another shot.
Score!
He scores! 2 for Ben Bach. How about that? Bar down, he put it up with the peanut butter and crackers.
Absolutely. And I think that went off a defenseman for Stoney Creek. And let's see if we can get another look at that. But I think it might have been deflected.
And how about that, Larry? I must be a prophecy. I asked him to step in. He steps in, and he gets rewarded for it.
Yep.
If these kids would just listen to me more, they'd win more hockey
I think
games.
you're right. Here you're seeing the battle in the corner right here by Defoe. The pass all the way out front. And here's the shot. And went off the right leg of the defender right up over the goalie's shoulder. What a heck of a play by the Dragons.
Wow. How about that?
You know,
Second goal for number 6, Ben Bach.
And we're working with the replay tonight on ONTV, and we appreciate that. And we're working with Joe here at ONTV, looking to get the telestrator possibly for the next game.
Well, that goal was assisted by number 24, Andrew Defoe. It's nice to see the hard work get rewarded. Yeah, and I think, you know, for the keys to the game, we're seeing a lot of it so far in the early going. Yeah,
I would agree with you. And Defoe just worked his butt off. He got sandwiched by 2 Stoney Creek players and still won the battle for the puck. That play was made by Mr. Defoe, Craig. It was an excellent play. I'd like Coach to show that one in the locker room in between periods.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rainey having a nice shift here on the blue line. Had a couple hold-ins there on this last shift to do what I like to do in hockey, and that's play some offense so you can play better defense. The more time you spend in the other team's zone, the less opportunity they have to score.
Yep, and that equates to good defense.
Absolutely.
Dragons offsides on that play. I don't think Mr. Greaves saw the Dragon forward still in the zone.
For sure. We got the line of Oberheim. And number 19, is that Stevenson?
19 is Stevenson, yes.
Stevenson and
20.
Oh, and Island, number 4.
Oh, 4 in the on the left wing.
Yeah.
Big number 4 is sharing the number with his brother.
Yeah. Nyland tries to kick it ahead, but it gets taken away by Stoney Creek. Pass through the neutral zone ahead to Ryan Matusik. He can't handle it. So he's looking in his feet. Up ahead comes our goal scorer, Bach, the hot hand. You got to get him back out on the ice.
Yeah, he's had a real nice game. And that was like one of the keys of the game, the smart play. Didn't have anything, just put it deep in the zone, Craig.
Well, the other thing that I like, Larry, is a lot of times we come out and you don't see a lot of shots coming from the point, but it looks like the Dragons are really emphasizing getting that puck back to the point and then getting it on net, because I think Bach's attempted probably maybe even 6 shots in this game already. I mean, he's missed the net a couple times and had a couple turned away, but maybe 5 or 6 shots by himself.
Well, and you just had a nice slap shot by the other D-man for the Dragons, Nick DePry. I mean, he had 10 feet to walk in also, Craig, so they're really not covering the D-men here.
Wow, nice tip there.
Yeah, sure was.
Shot through by Grebe, did a nice little kind of shot pass. Got a tip from the side, and Sidlowski just couldn't get the rebound away from Redshaw.
Another
back
clean
to the point
win.
again, and this one goes into the stick, but Grebe stays with it. He's able to move it ahead, but out comes Stoney Creek.
That was 2 clean wins in a row on the draw by player to watch, Connor Mesta.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's such a key, especially in either end, right? I mean, neutral zone faceoffs are one thing, but when you're in the offensive end for an opportunity or in the defensive end, you got to take care of the puck.
Oh, and there's a penalty coming up. That was just work by Sidlowski. Outskated the defender, the forechecking Stoney Creek player, Stoney Creek Cougar, and And the Dragons are going to the power play looking for a 3-goal lead, the elusive 3-goal lead, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that you see there is
here comes the replay, Craig. You can see it here. Puck comes up the half wall to Sidlowski. He just loops around and works hard to get out of the zone. And the player for Stoney Creek, number 9, takes his feet out from under him. 2 minutes tripping. Dragons on the power play.
Yeah, when you're defending a strong skater like that, you can't get caught reaching with that stick. You got to get those feet moving and try to stay with them.
Right, a little miscommunication on Dragons D. They got to do a little better job of that, Craig.
Absolutely. Mesta circles back. Now he comes out. Pretty aggressive forecheck on the kill for Stoney Creek. Should be able to expose with a stretch pass. Over to the far side, Sidlowski unable to control. And that was a good call offsides. I was surprised he didn't blow it sooner. Because he never really had control when he caught that pass at the blue line.
Right. If he gets control and goes in body before the puck, it's not offsides, but you need good, solid control. Linesman made a nice call there. I'm sure Mr. Sidlowski's not too happy about it, but it was the right call.
Another face-off win by the Dragons, but Stoney Creek gets to the puck first. So it's not only important to win it, but win it in the right direction.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Stoney Creek doing a nice job on the kill here, Craig, keeping possession of the puck, keeping the Dragons kind of at bay.
Yeah, Brisky forcing the action down in the offensive zone, but couldn't get regain control of the puck. Here comes Rainey. Or I'm sorry, DePry. Up ahead to Chappie. Chappie in a corner. Back to DePry. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Grebe. They switched on me. Grebe over to DePry. He's looking for his options. He's going to throw it deep into the corner and let Brisky go after it. Should be a good collision here. Nope, the Stoney Creek player was able to move the puck. Head of the play. Chappie now settling it down. And we've got a penalty coming from the other side of the ice.
Yeah, that's an elbow on
Brisky, Joe Brisky.
Yeah.
And he looked like he may have been frustrated that he didn't get an opportunity to make that earlier hit.
Yeah, he went for the big hit, and the guy moved away, and he threw his arms at him. And, you know, the only problem I have with that call, Craig, is the official 5 feet from it that was staring right at it didn't make the call.
Right.
The call came from 100 feet away on the other end of the rink.
100 feet away, standing right in front of the Dragons bench. Yeah, that's a confusing call.
So we got a 4-on-4 situation here for 20 seconds. And then Stoney Creek Cougars are going to go on the power play for the first time tonight.
Well, this is the time of the game where you got to be careful if you're the Dragons. You want to maintain that momentum, and this is an opportunity for that to get turned.
Yep, I would agree with you there, Craig. Dragons doing a good job keeping them on the perimeter here.
Quick shot deflected up into the netting. I'm not sure if that hit number 12 for Stoney Creek or off the defenseman Bach in front of the net, but that thing shot straight up into the netting.
I think it went off number 12. That puck should be outside. And
yeah, he's calling it outside.
So we're going to have the face-off on the outside dot here. It's on the wrong side, but it's going to be outside.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be the side the shot came from.
Yes,
correct?
Sir.
We'll take it. Kirchner on the draw, knocks it ahead. And Grebe clears it the length of the ice. It's a good face-off win for the Dragons. And now the Stoney Creek will be on a power play here for another minute 15 as their man is out of the box. Chappie along the far side. Stays with it, is able to clear it the length of the ice. The thing I liked about that play, Larry, is sometimes you want to see that quick icing maybe as a fan or whatever, but Chappie showed a lot of patience there with the puck and stayed with it.
Yeah, he did, but I think it's a good play, but I don't think he knew when the other player was coming close, and I didn't hear any communication from his teammates. That's the part of the play that kind of puzzled me, that, you know, your guys got to yell. Man on, and they ice that puck. He almost lost control at the blue line.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you got Sidlowski and Mesta out on the kill. This is where defense can turn into offense pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and he gets hauled down and no call. I don't think either ref was looking at it, to be honest with you.
I would agree with Sidlowski. Again, it's just keeping his feet moving the whole time. That's what the difference is with Sidlowski tonight. His feet are moving, and they got nothing.
And he gets caught up and loses his stick now in the crease.
It hit Sidlowski.
Yeah. Fortunate they didn't get one through there on Barker. He was going to have a hard time maneuvering.
Dragons got back to full strength here.
3 minutes left in the period. Oh, and they score on a backdoor pass. End of the. How often do you see that, Larry? End of the power play. You get your guy back, and boom, the play is broken down enough, and they're able to put one in. And there you go.
Yeah,
from a momentum standpoint, you're sitting 2-1 now with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and that was a play where Bach went for the big hit behind the net, knocked the guy down, but nobody picked up the man in the slot. Grebe went to the other side, didn't win the race to the puck. And that play, you have to stay in front of the net. You got to stay on your man. Leave it to your forward to close that box.
Yeah, I don't know what Grebe saw. I don't know if he thought that puck was going to come around the other side because he went to the far post. If he stays with the man out front on the short side, he can tie him up and take that opportunity away.
Exactly, and it was a
bang play.
Yeah, it was an odd man play at the end also. So DePry up ahead to Chappie. Brisky and Chase able to hold it in as the clearing attempt was pretty poor by the Stoney Creek player. Somehow Brisky came up with an extra stick, went down to the ice, and there still was no call on that play. Dragons putting a nice forecheck on here, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely like the structure they're playing with. The coach talked about it before the game when we talked to Coach Field.
Yep.
And we're definitely seeing it. That work ethic and the commitment to stay with the game plan.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job tonight. They're throwing the body around a little bit. They got to win some battles, a few more battles, but so far so good. Don't like that goal, but get a few more. Here comes one for the Dragons. Oh,
seems like the play has been carried pretty much by the Dragons until that power play, and looked like Stoney Creek might have evened it up a little bit. What are we looking at? Looking like on the shots on goal
are pretty close. We're looking at. We're looking almost 7-6 is what I show for the Dragons. It's 7-7 is what I have, but it could be wrong. I started late. I'm kind of forgetting a little bit, Craig, due to the fact we got instant replay. We got a screen in front of us. I'll try to do a better job of it.
Well, the Dragons were able to avert tying goal there on a interesting play where I'm not sure if that puck went up the shaft of someone's stick or what, but just seemed to bounce over the near side corner post. And we got a 1:11 left, 1-1-1 left in the first period. And you got a Lake Orion 2-1 lead, holding on to the lead, trying to regain some of the momentum. It looks like they've been able to stem the tide a bit since giving up that goal. And now looking for some more offense from Sidlowski. Goalie has a hard time, Redshaw has a hard time handling the shot that hit him in the chest, but he's able to gather it, and the Dragons will take another offensive zone face-off with 1:03 left in the period.
And that's the play you need to see out of Sidlowski. He is, I have not seen Stoney Creek, but he is one of those players that can single-handedly dominate a game. He can pretty much out-skate or skate with the best high school players in this state. And those are the plays you need to see out of number 16, Captain Sidlowski.
Absolutely, Larry. And the puck comes right through. Grebe tried to step up and make a play, made a good read, but couldn't handle that puck as it was bouncing through. But here comes Mesta, throws it up ahead to Defoe. And now Sidlowski and Defoe and Chase on a forecheck. All senior starters tonight, Larry.
Yeah, I see that.
The Dragons, I believe, have 12 seniors on the roster, so youth hockey still going strong in the Lake Orion area. Hopefully, some of those younger players are ready to step up next year.
Yeah, Sidlowski hit hard a couple times. Both pretty clean checks, Greg.
And the puck goes into the Lake Orion bench. We'll have a neutral zone face-off with about 14 and a half seconds left in the period. Just about enough time for something good or something bad to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Craig. But what I like to see is the more aggravated you get Ryan Sidlowski and the more he gets knocked around, the madder he gets and the faster he skates.
Absolutely.
So it should be an interesting second and third period coming up.
Absolutely. Correction, offensive zone face-off as the clearing pass shot came from the defensive zone for Stoney Creek. Another shot by Bach. He's going for the natural hat trick here in the first period.
And
1 second left, 1 tick, almost 2 ticks left, 1.86 seconds left in the period. Just enough time to drop the puck to the ice.
It's enough time to pull the goalie, get that extra attacker. I can't believe that we're not seeing that out of Coach Field.
I think he's happy where he's at. He'll take a 2-1 lead into the dressing room between the first and second period, and it looks like Stoney Creek's got another penalty.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take the 2 seconds and start the period. Power play, fresh ice.
Number 18, Evan Chechak, or Chechak. Chechak in the box. 2 minutes for interference.
So we got some chirping going on here.
I'll go with the public address announcer Dan Strauss's call of Chechak. I like the hockey name. I think it's a great hockey name either way.
I agree with you.
He tries to win it. Right-handed shot to the left of the goaltender. Just goes wide into the corner. The end of the first period, your Lake Orion Dragons up 2-1. Going to the locker room for the first intermission. Larry, again, we talked about shots on goal. Ended up being relatively equal. But I really felt like Lake Orion had a really nice period.
Well, they had a nice period, and Stoney Creek had 4 shots in a sequence of about 3.5 seconds. So if you take that sequence and it becomes 1 shot and you clear the puck, it's a real lopsided period offensively.
No, absolutely, Larry. Well, that's it for the first period. We're going to take a short break as they clear the ice here at Detroit Skating Club. You're watching Lake Orion Dragon Hockey on ONTV, bringing Lake Orion to the world.
Hello, Lake Orion and Oakland County. This is Sammy Termina here, talking a new show here called OAA Now. We're going to talk about sports from football to basketball to volleyball to track and field to soccer, cross country, etc. here on OAA Now on ONTV.
Hello, I'm Mike Bouchard, the Oakland County Sheriff. There's a big problem that faces all the communities in America today, and that's abuse of legitimate prescription drugs. Sometimes they're left in the home when a loved one passes away, or they're in the medicine cabinet for someone else, and a youngster in the home steals it and they abuse it. It's one of the fastest growing drug abuses that we see in our community and across the country. Secondly, we see these drugs oftentimes when they're no longer utilized being flushed down the drain, and we're seeing higher levels of residual pharmaceuticals in our waterways and our streams. So, to solve 2 problems with one effort, we partnered with Home Instead Senior Care to start a program called Operation Medicine Cabinet to get those drugs out of the homes, out of the hands of youngsters, and out of the waterway, and safely and environmentally destroy them. Learn more about the program at OperationMedicineCabinetMI.com and be part of the solution. Thank you.
Welcome back to Detroit Skating Club in beautiful Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. We're returning with our coverage of Lake Orion Dragons hockey right here on ONTV. Well, the Dragons came out hot, jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead on the strength of 2 goals from the blue liner and senior alternate captain Ben Bach, lighting up the scoreboard early. And Stoney Creek, unfortunately, was able to cut that lead in half as their power play expired. There about 5 minutes left in the period.
Yeah, I would agree with it. And you know, that the sequence of shots on goal and things we saw there, Craig, you know, it's really kind of lopsided from my perspective. The ice was tilted in the favor of the Dragons, and the second period should be great. And the Dragons are going to start the second period with a pretty much a full power play, 2 minutes, minute 58 on clean, shiny ice. Hopefully we can stretch that lead back out to 2 goals.
Yeah, absolutely, and Dragons win the faceoff with Kirshner, Sidlowski, and Defoe, with Mesta on the back end. At the point with the goal scorer Bach at the other point. Mesta with a shot gets deflected into the corner. Sedlowski back to Mesta. He's going to walk in and shoot. Boy, I'll tell you, it surprises me how easy or how much Stoney gives up in the middle of the ice there.
Yeah, and they're leaving a lot of space for the D-men to walk in, and they're leaving it wide open. Maybe it's the, let's not get the goalie screened and leave it open for clear vision.
There you go. Well, and there's our good friend Andrew DeFaw setting up tent in front of the netminder. He tries to bother Mr. Redshaw's vision. Shot just goes wide. A good shot there. He might have had a chance. Sedlowski just sent one wide. Back to Mesta. Brings it back to Bach. Bach's going to take it to the net. Gets through, and a nice kick save by Redshaw. And it looks like the Dragons are going to get a penalty here. What did he call? He's got it on DeFaw.
Oh, boy, you know.
Is that goaltender interference?
I don't know if it was goaltender interference. It might have been, but DeFaw's doing a heck of a job in front of the net on the power play, doing the nasty out there in front of the goalie and doing the dirty work that nobody wants to do, getting chopped like Thomas Holmstrom always did. And going to the box, Craig, Mr. DeFaw's never short of words.
No, and I didn't like that call. I thought he was out. He was outside of the blue. He did a nice job of screening the goalie. I didn't see any contact. Another big. Well, I guess it's 4-on-4 here for the next 40 seconds, as the Stoney Creek penalty is not expired. Nice short side shot by number 11 for Stoney Creek. It's Josh Niederhauser. And boy, another Rochester Rattler player that played for Tom Lack on that 96 team. Oh, and walking right in is Matusik and just sails it wide.
Yeah, the Dragons on the penalty kill of the 4-on-4 are not doing the right things here.
Oh boy, big hit by Gronowski on Niederhauser, and it looked like he was either trying to draw the penalty or he actually got hit in the head there.
I couldn't tell which one it was, but.
And now he tries to make a big hit and takes himself into the boards as Kirshner sets it up for Gronowski. Shot hits Chappie out front, down into the corner, and Kirshner is able to regroup. And the player coming off out of the penalty box, Mark didn't see him coming until the last second as the coaches and the entire bench was yelling at him.
But like I said earlier, the whole team on the ice didn't seem to say a word. That's the part that's a little bit frustrating. Communication. They got to communicate better out on the ice, Craig.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be an abbreviated 45-second power play here for Stoney Creek as they gain the zone. Mesta trying to clear, but just out of his reach as Matusik circles it back down deep. Niederhauser with the puck over to number 5. Shot wide as it hit off the pad of Sedlowski. Barker with a save, then it gets kicked aside on the rebound. 24 walking in. Number 12 now tries to get off a shot, but bothered by Bach, and Mesta is going to clear it for the Dragons. 8 seconds left in the power play. They're going to want to get Mr. DeFaw or somebody back into the play quickly as he gets all his paraphernalia back on. And here they are with with pressure now, with the penalty just expired. Dragons back to full strength. Grebe behind the net, passes off to Bach, as the Stoney Creek player is just going to take it out of the zone for us, for the Dragons.
The Dragons D-men are very passive right now, Craig, and I don't like what I'm seeing. They're going to have to be a little more aggressive. The things we talked about in the keys to the game, and they're not doing it right now in the D zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Seem to get back on their heels there. I don't know if that's the effect of getting into a penalty kill mindset, or if it just happens to be that it's kind of looked that way the whole period, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has, and I'm not liking even the body language of the Dragons. It's, you know, I guess you lose a few games and you don't feel like you can win, but they need to pick it up. Little seniors need to get on the bench, start jumping in their teammates a little bit, and they need to play better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, confidence is just critical on both ends, right? I mean, it can carry you and it can bury you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nyland circles around, uses that reach and long stick, gain control back in for Stevenson in the corner. Centering pass to number 8. is out there with DePry. Kyle Roberts, I'm sorry. That's right. 27 up through the neutral zone. As Stoney Creek's able to disrupt that play and clear the puck out to
Matt
center
Blank's
ice.
27.
Just that looks like an icing as Stoney Creek tried a bit of a cross ice pass just out of the reach of number 17, and the Dragons are going to get rewarded with another offensive zone face-off. They've been relatively strong on the face-offs today. I would say they've won more than they've lost.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, Craig, and they got to win another one. Kirchner's got to come with a big win here.
A clean win could turn into some quick offense. About ready to drop the puck as the ref is giving some explanation to Coach Field on the Lake Orion bench. And Kirchner's able to kind of win the draw in tying up his man, but Stoney Creek was able to just clear the zone. And now breaking out.
Yeah, Dragon defender bailed a little early on the D zone there, and he probably could have kept the puck in if he held the blue line a little bit better, Craig.
Yeah, definitely. Puck down in the corner, number 25 for the Dragons is throwing his body around a little bit. Or is that 26?
26 is Will Rainey.
Will Rainey. Like the grit in the corner, he's using his body. He was able to separate his man from the puck, and out come the Dragons. With Kirchner walking in. Big rebound. Kirchner just misses getting his own rebound. And Chappie now with the puck. Shots deflected just to the high glass in the corner. Reeves steps in. Good read by the defenseman. He's trying to bring it around for Kirchner, but they miscommunicated there as Kirchner was going down low, and Greeb thought he could cycle back to him. Good hustle by the Dragons. They're able to hold it in. Again to Kirchner. Pass over to number 11, Brisky. Brisky tries to get it to Chappie, but the Stoney Creek defender made a nice play. Back in the corner for Kirchner. Cycles back, and he had to fall for a second, but couldn't quite find a lane to make that pass through, and thought better of it. Back to the point, and that's going to go all the way down the length of the ice, and should have been an icing.
I think we threw it up center of the ice there, Craig.
Oh, okay.
That was a Dragon pass to nobody.
Yeah, that won't work. Mesta circling with some speed, throws it back down deep for Defoe. Defoe's going to try to get it to Sidlowski. He's just going to hold it down there deep and look for some help. Now it comes out, and number 8 for Stoney tries to throw it blindly to the middle, and Sidlowski steps in. He's got a step. Backhand shot high off the shoulder of the goaltender. He score! I don't know if Defoe got a piece of that or if it just rolled in off of one of the defensemen, but what a nice shot, short side high by Sidlowski. And I don't know if it caught the corner of that post and crossbar, or if it just went off the shoulder of the goaltender.
Well, we got a replay. Here's Sidlowski breaking in hard, lowering his shoulder. Good shot off the shoulder. Puck goes straight up in the air. The defenseman swings at it with his right hand. It goes off the goalie's leg and trickles into the net.
Well, that's going to be a goal for Ryan Sidlowski as the Stoney Creek defender tried to clear it with his glove and basically knocked it into the goalie, and then it rolled in between his legs.
Yeah, he went to clear it with his glove, and he actually missed the puck, and it just clipped the cuff of his glove, Craig.
Wow, and a post or crossbar hit by number 12 for Stoney Creek, and another loose puck. Well, I'll tell you, that's a huge goal, Larry.
Sure is, Craig.
Get you that dangerous but a little more comfortable 2-goal lead. 11 now, Niederhauser swings it around to number 12 in the corner for Stoney Creek as they're trying to cycle, and they got their top line out there trying to create some offense. Niederhauser with the puck.
And this is when the Dragons got to do the little things here. Get possession back, keep the momentum. Don't let Stoney Creek have any momentum here. And a big hit by the Dragons.
And he's going to the box. It looks like he had his Maybe he had his elbow up a little bit on that hit.
I would say that was a good clean hit and a poor call by the official. He's probably going to call a boarding because the player did not get up.
Well, he didn't hit him into the boards, though.
That's my point. He's going to call a boarding anyway.
Yeah, that looked like a clean hit to me. The problem with it is whenever you finish with that arm extended, you're just asking for, you're giving the ref a reason to make a call. Why isn't he going to the box? I guess he is going to the box.
I don't think he knew he had a penalty.
He called head contact, Larry.
Well, like you said, Craig, when you extend the arm and they get hit in the head, it's a call every day now, and that's, the concussion protocol and all the things going on. They always err on the side of caution, try to make sure the players are playing the game the way, for the safety of the players.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I'm going to be consistent. I think it's important to enforce those calls because I'd rather err to the side of caution. Too often you see those hits go unpunished, and you see players' hands get up and up and up, and a lot of kids going off the ice a little groggy. So I think it's an important rule to enforce for sure.
Yeah, and at this age, Craig, there's nothing wrong with an explanation that the referee can give the player or the coach as well, so that the player knows for the next time he gets in that same close quarter situation.
Absolutely. Another important kill. One-time shot wide of the net for the Cougars. Dragons able to keep Stoney Creek to the outside, but boy, they late cut there by number 5. The point snuck into the back door there as the Dragons got caught napping there.
Yeah, they sure did. The box closed down for the Dragons, and he snuck into an open area in the slot and got a nice pass and missed the net.
Wow.
Nice save by Barker.
That play right there, number 12 did a nice job of putting a move on DePry, and he made him think he was going to cut wide and cut right underneath
There you
him.
go. It's exactly what you said. Cut right and put it right between Greaves' feet.
Yeah. Well, that was a heck of a scoring chance created by a good heads-up hockey play by number 12 for Stoney Creek.
And a nice clean win by the Dragons.
Can't clear as 18 holds it in. Shoots it wide off the backboards. Niederhauser settling things down low for Matusik. Back to Niederhauser. As he cycles back down in low for number 12. The left-handed Dominic Marcus. That's 3 kids that have played some hockey together at the Onyx. Puck comes back up to the point, and Sedlowski just can't quite clear. Good wrist shot by Niederhauser, but Barker saw it the whole way and has it in the breadbasket.
He sure did. Good play. Dragons had a chance to clear a couple times, Craig, and they got to utilize the glass a little more, take that extra split second, half a second. And you'll see the replay here. And he covers up the rebound. The puck, no rebound. That's the way you want to see it.
Absolutely.
By the Dragon goaltender. Also like the fact he was out on the blue painted area pretty far. So that was a nice play by Ben Barker.
Absolutely. 7:20 left in the period. 20 seconds on the power play for Stoney Creek. And he's going to stay with the same group as they had some good pressure on earlier, and he's going to try to get back into this game as the Stoney Creek coach. Puck cleared to the middle, and the Dragons are able to get it out of the zone. As Mr. Gronowski steps out of the sin bin, and the Dragons are back at full strength. Ben Bach carries it up for the Dragons into Mr. Chappie. Jake kicks it in to the corner. Out comes Stoney Creek now with the puck as the Dragons were unable to control. And Mr. Brisky needs to learn from Gronowski that you got to keep those hands down.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you.
Brisky with the puck now behind the net, but
we got a penalty on Stoney Creek coming up here, Craig. Didn't see it. Might be away from the play, a slash, I'm thinking. And Barker's racing to the net, or racing to the bench for the extra attacker, and the whistle blows for the delayed penalty on Stoney.
So Stoney Creek touches up, and the Dragons now are going to go back to the power play. So How often do you see that, Larry? The first period, really not a whole lot of action from the refs. A lot of play was let, kind of. They gave them a little rope, let the players play a little bit. Some calls kind of toward the end of the period. And now it seems like the second period we got a lot of special team play.
Yeah, and that I think always lends to the. It's a positive for the home team, is an advantage for them. Special teams play.
That was a hook call?
I think it was a hook. I couldn't actually tell what the official signal was. It looked like a cross, and then we got a cross check coming up on. We got a cross check coming up here on.
I got to tell you, that's an awful call.
I would agree with you.
That's a horrible call. That's a body check. My goodness.
They're going to call that. They're going to call that they're going to call that roughing.
That's very surprising. I think the shorter ref felt a little left out. The guy with the longer hair here, and he wanted to make a call.
Yeah, well, that would be part of the reason.
No, really?
Yes, sir. If I'm wrong, it's bad hair.
I thought it was the Dutch boy.
Nope. So I think the Dragons got screwed. Certainly was not a rough. But even that, the Dragons got to be a little bit more disciplined.
Yeah.
Get control of the puck.
Yeah, you don't need a big hit there.
Win the
right?
race, get control of the puck, get possession, get yourself a scoring chance. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for playing the body. I mean, it's a smart play most of the time, but oh boy, here's number 19 with a giveaway for the Dragons, and they score. Look at that.
Yep, that was
boy, that's a bad giveaway in front of your own net. And that's 4-on-4. Stoney Creek's still going to have a short power play coming out of this sequence of penalties. So,
and I got to give it to Ben Barker, Craig. He made the initial save.
He did.
He made the initial save, and the rebound is the shot that scored. I mean, Here's a replay. This is just a
flat-out giveaway.
Flat-out giveaway. I mean, you're going to see it coming up. He just didn't even pay attention, didn't see the guy in the slot, and here you go.
Yeah, that's tough. You can't give teams second chances like that, and just like that, the Cougars are right back in this thing, 3-2. I think that was number 13, Chris Cryer, that scored that goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Number 13, Chris Cryer.
That is correct.
Yep.
Assist to number 15, Tyler Maxwell.
And the Dragons are really right now their own worst enemy. They've carried the play and had a couple horrible breakdowns. It's cost them 2 goals.
Yep. The assists, I believe, went to number 15 and number 19 for Stoney Creek. And they probably should give an assist to one of the Dragons on that giveaway.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you're not allowed to do that. Nice slap shot by Gronowski there on the 4-on-4. We still got 28 seconds of 4-on-4, and then he'll give you 21 seconds of a power play for Stoney Creek coming up. But the Dragons got to, right back to what the Coach Field said to us before the game, discipline, staying out of the penalty box. The penalty by Kirchner was an unnecessary penalty.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, if you rate penalties in zones and things, offensive zone power play penalty might be the worst one that you could put on a list.
Right. Absolutely.
Offensive zone penalties are bad enough, but offensive zone power play penalties are even worse.
Yeah, that's a bad one to take for sure. And I thought we were going to have one down here as Grono kind of stepped into a guy. It looked like it could have been interference or a hold, but then he also got high stick, so I guess they figured no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I think that was exactly what happened.
Oh, you like to see that one held in the zone, but
yeah, you
couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, you'd like to see Grebe take a step towards the puck instead of reach for it.
Yep.
And then he keeps the puck in, and Stoney Creek's going to be going on the power play right here, Craig.
Yeah, Jake Chappie and Joe Brisky on the kill now with Grebe and Gronowski on the back end. Oh, and Chappie does a nice job of taking that puck away. Could turn this into something. He takes it into the corner and does a nice job of killing off a couple extra seconds as the Lake Orion Dragons penalty now expires and both teams are at even strength. 3:50 left in the second period, a 3-2 Lake Orion lead. Once again, as they extend it to 2 goals, Lake Orion gets a little sloppy in their own end and gives up a tough goal. Now Chappie's in. He's in on a breakaway. He walks in, and he gets hit from behind. And it's going to be a penalty shot as he goes hard into the boards. That is an interesting play there.
And it is a
penalty shot for Jake Chappie, and that's the right call, Larry.
Oh, absolutely. I knew it, we both knew it. If he didn't call a penalty shot there, there'd definitely be an issue here. We might have to see if Jerry Jones had the officials in their pocket. But that's definitely a penalty shot. Some of them are questionable. What isn't a penalty shot? That is the description in the.
He was in the clear by a good 2 strides. The kid made a good hustle play. As you can see, he's clear at the blue line. He's got a good 2 strides. Number 5 does a nice job of catching up, but you can't drop him with a cross check from behind. I mean, you can call that anything you want, but it's absolutely a penalty shot.
So, but you see it, and the only thing I'd like to see if Jake Chappie had his brother watching, I'm sure Adam would tell him, if you watch it on the replay, he stopped skating at about the hash marks. To make his move, you got to keep your feet moving, and the guy never catches you in the first place.
Well, here's a creative hockey player here. Good hands, Jake Chappie. If you're going to have a kid take a penalty shot, he's probably one of the 3 or 4 guys the coach would go to first in a shootout, I'm thinking.
I think you're right. Let's see what happens. He's got to catch his breath. It's a good thing the officials are deliberating as to how to actually handle a penalty shot.
Well, is it not the coach's discretion? Does the coach get a choice?
In high school, he does get. In high school, I believe he does get it. I believe he does get a choice, but I really can't believe that he would not allow Jake Chappie to take the penalty shot.
Yeah, I would take the shot here. I mean,
and that's the way it should be.
So they've announced it. Dan Strauss, our Lake Orion public address announcer, calls all the home games here at DSC for us. Announces that Jake Chappie indeed will take the penalty shot. I'm not sure what the additional conversation is about, but as we both refs now are over talking to Coach Field, and now they're going to take whatever knowledge they were imparted by Coach Field and share it with the Stoney Creek bench.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Jake does. But as I was saying, if you watch the replay, which we've had the luxury of having tonight, if Jake keeps his feet moving a couple more strides, you can see it again. Here he goes. He stops skating right here above the hash marks, which is why he got caught in the first place.
Right.
If he keeps his feet moving and makes that move, he never gets caught, and we're up 4-2 here.
Yeah, he was kind of going into shootout mode.
Right.
Instead of, I got a breakaway and there's someone bearing down on me.
Now they're taking the penalty shot away because I don't know what they're doing. They might be calling. This is an interesting call. We have to listen to the public address announcer.
The ball has been changed to a hit from behind, a 5-minute major.
Okay.
No penalty shot.
So it's a 5-minute major hit from behind as he sent the player into the boards. And
that was pretty good.
Apparently the referees from the Dallas Lions game are here calling the game tonight as Dan mentioned, they picked up the flag.
Right.
Well, the Stoney Creek crowd wasn't very happy with the penalty shot call, and now they're less happy with the 5-minute major. I'm not sure what they wanted him to call there.
I would agree with you. I'd have to look at exactly how the rules stated, but based on what I'm thinking, the rule probably states hauled down from behind, and he really wasn't. And in essence, it was a check from behind, Craig. It
was a cross check from behind.
So we're getting some rhetoric. Hopefully they can't hear us through our mics. I think our engineering staff over here is cracking up.
They were certainly getting some colorful commentary from the Rochester Stoney Creek crowd.
So the Dragons now have 5 minutes. Let's see if they can be disciplined and take advantage of this 5-minute power play. We'll be starting off with the #1 power play unit, Craig. which would be Defoe, Mesta, and Sidlowski on the wing. We got Bach and Mesta playing the blue line. We got Kirchner taking the draw, and we'll see how she goes. The player was ejected.
Well, they're sending him to the room because there's only 3.5 minutes left, right?
There you go, yep.
So the 5-minute major is not going to expire. You don't need to put someone else in the box. It doesn't expire until it's done. So coming out in the third period, they'll put an extra player in the box as he serves out the remainder of his 10 minutes, I would imagine.
Okay, well.
So it'll be 15 minutes that number 5 is going to have to sit out here, which in my estimation, he's been their best defenseman in this game.
No, Craig, he's sitting out the rest of the game because it's a 2 and a 10 and a 10-minute misconduct for unsportsmanlike conduct. They added that to the.
You mean a 5 and a 10? A 5, a 10, and another 10.
That's exactly right. 5, a 10, and another 10.
So I guess he is done. Mesta over to Bach, and there it is for the hat trick. It gets steered aside, though, by Redshaw. And Mesta's going to come back and regroup for the Dragons. Well, one thing I like to see, I don't know if you noticed, but the Stoney Creek players, when they come off the ice, they hustle. They motor
sure
to get off the ice. Here comes Mesta. Speaking of motoring, he's got a little speed. He's looking for his options. He kicks it back to Defoe, covering the point. Back into Sidlowski, back to Mesta. Shot! Deflected out front by Defoe, and it just goes wide. I'm not sure if the goaltender got a piece of that.
I think the goalie did get a piece of that. I'm going to give him a shot on goal. We'll have to see, but I think the goalie did get a piece of that shot. Dragons have great possession here. They just need to capitalize, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I think you can get passive, but it doesn't look like so far that the Dragons had that mindset. And Kirchner just misses on a one-timer. Looks like he kind of half-fanned on that. If he got good wood on that, that would have been a heck of a scoring chance.
I agree with you there.
Kirchner down. He's going to throw it to the net. Another good deflection by Defoe. He puts it in. Andrew Defoe on a rebound. What work in front of the net. That's our guy that goes to the net like a bag of knuckles. Tomas Holmstrom
takes a beating
and just gets rewarded by doing the dirty work.
And that's what it was. And I think they're going to give it to Defoe. Here you go. Bach again on the power play, feeds it back over to Kirchner. It goes off the defender, number 15, right to Defoe, and he bangs it in off the post.
Well, I tell you, he wasn't going to miss on that rebound by not putting a whole lot of stick into that shot.
Yeah,
my goodness, that was. I thought he was going to come up with some goaltender on the end of that stick.
Well, it was nice, and the Dragons back to the 2-goal lead, and still have 3 minutes to go on the power play. Let's see if they can get another one here, Craig.
11 steps in, he scores. Water bottle shot. Niederhauser has another turnover. Well, I'll tell you, the Dragons, that's that defensive zone, giving up the puck in a shorthanded goal on a 5-minute major as the Dragons defense just got caught sleeping.
Yeah, and it ended up being there was 3 Dragons and 2 Stoney Creek guys. Nobody took a man, Craig. That's really what it comes down to. No, it can't happen.
You got an extra guy in the ice. There's no way you can leave 2 guys open like that in your own end.
And when you got 3 guys in your end, you've outmanned them and you still lose the play.
Grebe gains the zone now for the Dragons.
That certainly is not what the doctor ordered there.
4-3 hockey game. Stony Creek obviously has scored a lot of goals this season, so goal scoring is not their downfall. They give up a lot of goals, which we've seen. The Dragons have got to be disciplined and play with that structure and not basically give goals away.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they just did there, Craig.
Another shot doesn't quite get through. They come out, and number 12's got some speed as he tries to take it away from Grebe. Grebe kicks it ahead to Chappie. Cross ice to Defoe. No, that's Brisky. My apologies. Joe Brisky. Back to the point now. Mesta steps in. Slap shot off of skate. Drops it in deep for Chappie. It doesn't get through as the Stony Creek player is able to step it off. Grebe down in for Brisky. Back to Chappie. Tough pass as the referee steps into the way. And Chappie's able to regain control of the
Gets
puck.
away with a little bit of slash behind the net there, Craig.
Mesta over to Chappie. He's going to shoot. Bouncing around out front. High stick played. It's waved off by the ref.
Played by
Apparently
Stoney.
it was a Lake Orion high stick. And wow. Well, I'll tell you, end of the second period, you got a 4-3 score, Lake Orion on top. A minute 28 left in that major penalty. And I think 1-1 when you've got a 5-minute major power play 3.5 minutes in is not what the coaches had drawn up on the dry erase board.
No, you're absolutely right there, Craig. And like we said, you have the man advantage. You have the man advantage in your zone on the power play, and you give up a glorious scoring opportunity to goal because you're not disciplined and quite honestly, you're not hustling.
Right, absolutely. And I'll tell you, we've seen a lot of good hockey out of the Dragons, but it comes down to, I think it was the number 2, the more disciplined little things, doing the little things, playing with structure that Coach Field talked about before the game with us. And I think, you know, those are the moments where those breakdowns have happened and they've ended up in the back of the net against the Dragons.
Right, and you can't count on your goalie bailing you out all the time. I mean, that's a great shot. The guy's wide open.
Right.
How's a guy wide open, you know, on the power play? It's your power play.
No, I can't. I would say, in my estimation, none of the 3 goals are the goaltender's fault.
Oh,
the one was a rebound. He made a nice save. Needed some help there to clear that puck. And then the other were just point-blank giveaways.
Right, 2 giveaways.
Passes from behind the net. So, well, anyway, that's the end of the second period. We're going to take a little break as we go into the third period. It's a 4-3 Lake Orion Dragons lead. You are watching Dragons hockey on ONTV, and we'll be right back.
ONTV would like to thank our underwriter, Classic Lanes, for their continued support. With 32 lanes, state-of-the-art bowling equipment, banquet facilities, and on-site catering, Classic Lanes is your home for family fun and family entertainment. Classic Lanes is located at 2145 Avon Industrial Drive in Rochester Hills. For more information, visit them on the web at myclassiclanes.com or give them a call at 248-852-9100. Classic Lanes, a proud supporter of ONTV.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Welcome back to Detroit Skating Club for third period action of Lake Orion Dragons hockey. We're calling all the action here on ONTV, bringing Lake Orion to the world.
Gotta love it.
Interesting developments there at the end of the second period, Larry. Player hauled down, taken down with a cross-check from behind. A little confusion on the call, as it was explained to me by the official scorekeeper. The referees conferred, and a hit from behind is not awarded a penalty shot.
Okay.
And the correct call is to award the 5-minute major and the automatic 10-minute misconduct. So number 5 will serve out the rest of his penalty. And then after the additional 10 minutes, my understanding is he will be out. It was number 5, right, that took the penalty?
Yes, it was.
There's somebody else in the box, so maybe that's not correct information.
Well, it was because he got the 10-minute also tacked on top of it for unsportsmanlike.
Right, but he should be serving it himself, right?
He's done for the game. There's not going to be enough time left for him to
play. There should be. It was only a 10-minute assessed, 5 and a 10.
Oh, so there wasn't an extra 10.
No, that was what was explained to me by the official scorekeeper. So puck down in deep for Sidlowski. Looking to get just squeeze a little bit more juice out of this power play so they can go at least 1 goal up on the power play. Loose out front as Mesta puts it to the net, and Defoe couldn't find it in his feet as it gets cleared away by the Stoney Creek player. Boy, that was almost a breakaway for Stoney Creek. Chip back in and a blind pass to the middle. Bach gets taken off the puck. Here comes Niederhauser. one-on-one on Mesta. Mesta does a nice job of taking him.
Sure does. A great play.
And the Stoney Creek crowd calling for a penalty, but I think that was a solid defensive play by
That was
Mesta.
an outstanding defensive play. Played the body the whole way.
Sidlowski in, and he just pulls it wide, boy.
That's a net.
Point-blank shot for Ryan. You figure that one's in the back of the net.
That one's one he's got to want back because we got a breakaway
Another
here.
shot into a body. 8 is in. Shoots, and he scores. Wow. Boy, I'll tell you, turnovers have just killed the Dragons tonight. We got an even game. It's 4-4, and basically 2 goals shorthanded by Stoney Creek on a 5-minute measure.
On the same penalty.
Incredible.
And it's turning the puck over
And
in the middle of the rink.
Wrist shot just gets under his chicken wing and leaks into the far corner of the net.
Yep. Well,
that was number 8, Ian Listella, unassisted, as the shot by Bach from the point got into his shin pads, and with a forward playing at the other point, the Dragons were caught behind the play.
And they just got beat, and that's, inexcusable, to be honest with you, Craig. It's something the Dragons need to shore up, discipline play. Even on a penalty, on a power play like that, if you're not sure, don't take it back to the point. Keep it deep and get possession behind the net. And here we go again.
Another turnover. It really seems like the Dragons are trying a lot of difficult passes from some strange angles.
They're difficult passes. You got defensemen creeping into open areas of the ice, and nobody's passed them the puck.
Oh, nice play by Nyland. Good quick shot. He's got a rebound, tries to throw it out front, and just sails it over Stevenson's stick.
But that last turnover, Craig, was a result of the defenseman leaking in. Nobody covered, and you almost end up with another breakaway.
Absolutely. Well, you really need the Dragons really need a shift here to step up. Another big hit by Gronowski, finishing high, but no call this time. Grebe with a nice shot, far side. Chappie tries a spin move and can't handle the puck. I liked him coming in with speed like that, but that was maybe a little too hot to handle the situation.
To make any great play.
Another fan on a pass
by Kirchner.
Yeah, he's got to get strong on that puck there. That should have been a breakout.
Those are battles you need to win, and they're not winning them.
Grebe up ahead to Chappie, out of his reach, and here comes Brisky as he tries to break through. Just can't gain control of the puck. Bach's going to throw it back in deep.
I'd like to see a little more aggressive play and a little harder skating out of Chappie here in open areas of the ice without the puck.
He angles his man over to the boards, and boy, that was dangerous. If Bach doesn't regroup there and looked like Matusik was off on a possible breakaway.
Yeah, he was able to stem the tide there and keep the puck in front of him, though. Bach ended up with the better part of that play.
Chappie in. Point blank shot and saved by the goaltender as he was set up on the near side. Good centering pass from behind. I don't know if Jake had a guy on the back door there. He might have had.
I don't think he did.
Oh, big hit by Gronowski.
Yeah,
how about that
hit
on the replay?
Yeah, it was a
He did finish a bit high, boy. I'll tell you, they could have called that
head check.
Yeah, that was pretty high. Here comes Matusik with speed. Tries to cut in and lifts the stick at number 26. Centering pass gets knocked away, and here comes the defenseman with a shot deflected out front by Matusik. Chipped away by Lake Orion and up the near side. Defoe throws it in deep as he gets taken off the puck by number 12. I believe that's Marcus, is it not?
Yep, good seal off by Sidlowski there.
Dominic Marcus. Up ahead to Marcus. Backhand pass. Oh, beautiful pass. Feed to Niederhauser. Just couldn't handle it, or else that's a slam dunk goal.
Yeah, it is. In
wide open back door there. Sidlowski is shot into the feet of the Stoney Creek. Nice move by Defoe. Back to the backhand, just wide of the net. Now a giveaway here for the Dragons, and Chappie can't handle it. Maybe tried to do a little too much with that instead of getting it down into the corner. Puck loose in the corner to fall and chase.
This is a little quicker pace here in the third, and they're leaking, and Stoney Creek is leaking that forward high, and the Dragons are not compensating, and they're being outskated here, Craig. It's
Absolutely.
It's not even close. They're being outwheeled, and outwheeled. That last 2-on-1 was a result of 26 for the Dragons. Just couldn't get back into play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I liked about that save there, though, is Barker did a nice job of coming out to the edge of the blue and really squaring up to that shooter. The goal prior to that, he was in a little bit deep in the blue and looked a little unsure of himself. Didn't have that same stature.
Right,
so.
I agree with you there, Craig. You made a nice, and you cover up the rebound. That's the most important thing. Stony Creek is definitely wheeling. They're stretching the ice, and they're just out skating the Dragons. Speed for speed here.
Little colorful language from the ice surfaces. Mr. Barker's helmet gets taken off.
How did that happen, Craig? Did you see it?
He got run into, and I don't know if it was the Stoney Creek player that ran into him or the Lake Orion player. But in either event, no call is made, so no goaltender interference this time. Now, I got to believe we're going to see a lot more out of the number 1, number 2 unit for the Dragons the rest of the way.
I would think so.
Gronowski with some speed over to Brisky. Brisky with a shot. Boy, that was the money side for the Dragons tonight.
Sure was.
As Gronowski going for another big hit. He's got to be careful there, man. That was real close. Where, I mean, I like the physical play, but you just got to kind of be careful when the refs have been calling that stuff where you finish up high.
Yeah, and he's a big guy, so he's gonna. There's a disadvantage for him sometimes because it always seems to be a head check.
Kirchner couldn't get the pass through. Now he does, and he scores!
That was a beautiful play right there, all around, Craig.
Goal scored by number 11. Who's number 11?
Brisky.
I'm sorry, Joe Brisky. I knew that.
Yeah.
So Joe Brisky on a one-timer, nice pass, nice centering pass from behind the net, and the Dragons were able to regain the lead after surrendering it on a curious 5-minute power play, which saw them lose ground.
Yeah, and we're back to the discipline of the game. Let's see if the Dragons can maintain discipline and get the discipline back, because quite honestly, they played a strong game with the exception of every big mistake that's been made has been in the back of the net, Craig.
Absolutely.
Number 23, Mark Kirchner. Assist to number 11.
I think it's the other way around.
You got the
I think
Oberheim, Pramuka, and is that Blake out there with him?
Yes, I think
27?
so. Yep.
Matt Blake.
I think that our public, I thought 11 scored the goal. I could be wrong, but they called it as 11 with the assist and Kirchner with the goal. I think Kirchner made the pass from behind the net. Haven't seen a replay on it, but either way, Dragons are up 5-4.
10 minutes left in the third period. You got DeFaw going with speed. Nice lead pass by Sidlowski, who now gets the puck back. Tries a centering pass. Box steps in to help, and Sidlowski's got it again. Shot.
That's
just
wide.
steered wide, deflected off of Niederhauser as he hooks DeFaw, but no call. Out front, Sidlowski taking a cross check.
Right in the face there, Craig. It should be an ice here.
And an icing by Stoney Creek as the Dragons were all over him. Bunch of opportunities out front, never really materialized as the Dragons were having a hard time getting their sticks on the puck with some physical play by Stoney Creek doing a nice job of tying things up.
Yeah, they sure did, but that's the discipline you want for the Dragons. Maintain your composure, keep the puck in front of Stoney Creek's net, and protect the lead.
Absolutely. Blake is going to take the face-off here with Pramuka and Stevenson. No, not Stevenson. Oberheim. Number 20. Grieve throws it into the corner. Oberheim and chase. He's got the puck away from Niederhauser. Tries a nice little backhand pass, but just didn't have enough on it to get it through as Blake was cutting to the net. That could have materialized into a nice little scoring chance there, Larry.
I agree with you there, but no avail. But the Dragons defensive zone face-off. We're right back to got to win the draw, and we got Kirchner, number 23, in taking the face-off for the Dragons.
Key face-off win to the corner by the Dragons. Grebe trying up the near side, but really didn't have an option there. Good hustle play, but the puck's loose out front, and Chappie comes away with it. He's got some speed, 1-on-4. Good wrist shot. The goalie almost backs in and takes it in for him.
Right, and we're back to that perfect face-off win, and Grebe takes it up the boards where the lack of communication we talked about earlier with the Dragons cost them possession of the puck. Yeah. You reverse that puck behind the net to your D-man in the other corner, you communicate that, and you have a clean breakout instead of a scoring chance left on the side of the post by Stoney Creek.
Absolutely. Kirchner makes a nice hustle play to recover on it, but then the puck comes loose behind the net, and before you know it, it's in the blue ice in front of the Lake Orion goaltender.
Yep.
And it was just that close to being a tie game again. Another loose puck to the net as Kirchner put a little backhand to the net. Brisky with the puck now. No, that's not a good time for a drop pass. Grebe did a nice job of recovering there. That's just not the place for a drop pass.
No, it's one of those things where my son Dylan always says, when you get that 1-foot pass from your teammate, that's more or less just passing your problem on to me.
Yeah, that's a killer. Gronowski's really throwing his weight around out there. He takes an elbow right to the chin. Again, no call, so I don't know if they're going to let him play, or 8 finished high on Brisky here in the corner as well in the same sequence. Brisky coming through the middle.
Brisky needs to take that puck deep in the zone, throw it deep, cross-ice dump in, Craig, and you're not into this situation where the Stoney Creek coming in full speed.
Well, he might want to get Gronowski off the ice. He's taking a lot of runs at guys.
Yeah, but you know what? He had the puck in his head down. That was a good check by Gronowski. I'll take that check every day. There's a whack by Gronowski.
Oh, boy. Good centering pass, but Matusik couldn't handle it. Puck down deep into the corner. Niederhauser. Isn't that the guy in Animal House that got shot by his own men?
I think so. Well, a little play there by Defoe where it's the defensive zone discipline we were talking about earlier, Craig. He didn't have it. He could have gone and got the puck. Instead, he waited for it to come to him, and the Dragons lose the puck.
And Defoe tries to clear that with his hand, and now Mesta's able to come out with it. He's got some speed. He's going to spread the ice a little bit with Sidlowski. Drops it back for Sidlowski. He's going to center. He's going to come around, circle the net, throw it back in deep. Good smart play by the captain.
Yep, good play by Sidlowski. Could have given it to Bach and passed off his problems to Ben, but he didn't. He put it deep like we just talked about.
Chappie down to Sidlowski, back up to the point. Good quick wrist shot.
Chappie just got away with a big interference call in the slot, but it was incidental contact. Both guys backed into each other, and Chappie's size got the best of the Stoney Creek player.
Well, and the Stoney Creek crowd wanted to help out the Stripes where they could, trying to help with that call.
And here's another big hit right here.
Big hit by Gronowski. I'll tell you, he's got to lead the team in hits, and there's the elbow
right to the jaw. There's the elbow to the chin, and that's a retaliation. But that's a call that has to be made every single time.
99 times out of 100, you get that retaliation call.
And especially with the official
a little confusing.
Especially with the official looking right at it.
And he clearly was.
Now, the game is going. Gronowski's, he's whacking on everybody and hitting everything in sight. And there's a play where
right back to 19.
There's a play where 27 has got to play the body and stop staring at the puck.
Boy, and Barker steers another shot aside to the corner. Dragons on their heels here. They need to get a clear. 13 tries it down deep. Stepped into by number 14, DePry, for the Dragons. Greaves going to try the other side. Up ahead to Nyland, and he can't handle it. Puck's held in.
He chose not to handle it, Craig. He's got to play the puck. I don't know what. He just let it go thinking nobody was at the blue line.
Pass ahead. Blake wins the race to the puck. Tries the middle. Now that play right there, don't fault the kid. He's working his butt off trying to make something happen. But I would have liked to have seen him go wide with that puck in this situation.
I would agree and keep possession.
Absolutely.
Up by a goal with 5 minutes left in the third period.
Back to DePry, tries a one-timer. Again, a dangerous play when you're at the blue line for that one-time shot.
And
settle it down, get it down in deep.
And that's the second time DePry's done that while gliding backwards. That's a play the NHL players make, the D1 college players, not high school players.
Just inside of 5 minutes of game action to play. Dragons trying to hold on to a 5-4 lead. Puck cycles around, up to Kirshner. He kicks it into the neutral zone. Chappie carries it in. Drop pass for Brisky. Brisky on the backhand. Circles around. He's going to throw it down in deep off the glass to Chappie. It doesn't get through. 24 makes a nice play to reverse it for Stoney Creek, but doesn't get it to help. Chappie again with the puck. Tries a centering pass. Can't get it to his man, but Brisky's there. Backhand shot gets deflected by the Stoney Creek defender. Brisky keeps it in, but not, unfortunately, gets right through to a Stoney Creek player, and number 14 comes out with it.
Not deep enough, Craig. They made some really nice plays there, but they have to keep the puck deep. Chappie, the drop pass that Chappie made was, earlier in the game, I'd say it's a good play. This stage of the game, keep the puck deep. Don't make that drop pass. Take the opportunity for them to come down on the odd man situation.
Absolutely. 4 minutes to play, 3:48 to be exact. And Defoe tries to step into the Stoney Creek player, and he holds up at the red line. Stoney Creek's going to regroup. Niederhauser with the puck.
Lots of wheels going through neutral zone here, Craig.
Again, guys not playing the body when the opportunity's there. That's the safe play to make. Defoe with the puck, and he drops it, and again, that's just not a good spot to drop the puck, Larry.
No, we've talked about that ad nauseum here in the third period. You got to play smart, discipline. You got to keep possession of the puck. That's not, you don't want to turn the puck over like that and give the other team opportunity to come in with wheels.
Absolutely. 3 minutes to play. 5-4 Lake Orion, trying to hold on as Stoney Creek is really dialing up the pressure. A lot of back and forth in the neutral zone, but when they've gained the zone, they've had some really good pressure here late in the third period.
And there's another play by DePry. He's got to clear the zone. You're passing to a guy who's not looking, who's skating out of the zone with his back to you.
Absolutely.
The little things that on our number 2 thing that we talked about, keys.
Mesta coming through with speed.
Mesta's going to keep the puck. He's doing the right thing. He's going to put it deep. There's the right play, Craig.
Absolutely. 24 Defoe with the puck back down in for, is that Chappie? No, that's Nyland.
That was Nyland.
So the Nyland line back out with Stevenson and Blake. Lake Orion defenseman, is that Bach? Bach cleared the zone.
We got Bach and Gronowski, and they just waved off icing here, which I don't understand. It's just a bad wave off.
Gronowski with some speed now. He's going to throw it on net. Good shot. He's going to follow it up with with a rebound. Nice backhand. Couple of good saves by the netminder for Stoney Creek, Redshaw. But boy, I'll tell you, nice little display of offensive prowess there by the big defenseman that's had a few hits here in the third period.
He's had a real strong third period and brought up the emotion level of the Dragons. And but there are some plays we've talked about. The discipline, the small things, keeping the puck deep. What Mesta there did, reversing direction, not going back through the middle of the ice. That's the kind of play that we haven't seen by some of the players that should be making them tonight. Drop passes in the third period up by a goal with 5 minutes left at the blue line. Those are bad plays. Those are undisciplined plays.
Absolutely. Minute 32 to play. Offensive zone face-off. Stony Creek's going to call timeout. I think they're going to pull their goaltender here, Larry. It looked a little curious to me that they hadn't. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're going to leave him in there. They figure they're getting some offense, even strength.
Yeah, I would say they might wait another 20, 30 seconds, see what happens. They haven't won any draws tonight, so maybe that's the decision to keep the goalie in the net. They've won maybe 10, 15% of the faceoffs total. Dragons have dominated the face-off circle.
Right.
So you lose possession, you lose,
Well, more and more, what I'm seeing, in the NHL is coaches pulling the goalies a lot earlier than what conventional wisdom has left, and they are going to pull him. So the offensive zone face-off, they're going to go 6 skaters and try to knot this thing up before that clock expires here. So once again, that smart hockey, you find your 5 best gritty, smart hockey players, and you put them out there together, don't you, to try to kill off this last minute and a half?
You put them out there together, you keep the puck along the boards, you get the chance to clear the puck, you clear the puck and take another icing, live for another face-off. You still have a timeout left at a minute 32. Your top 5 guys get tired, ice the puck.
That's what you got. You got your first line. You got Mesta at center, Sid on the left wing, and Andrew Defoe there out on the right wing, along with Grebe and Bach on the back end. So you got a couple smart D-men, and the face-off win, clear win by Mesta, and a clear out to neutral ice. And Sid's going to win the race to the puck, but not quite before he gets to the goal line.
Whew. Well, that was a good effort by Sid. Good play. That's a play there where, if you take it 5 more feet to the middle of the rink, it's not an icing, but they'll take it.
I don't know if you noticed, Larry, but it looked like the Lake Orion goaltender skated to the bench thinking that
he did.
There was a penalty.
And there is.
Oh, there was a penalty call.
2 minutes for interference.
Wow, talk about a bad penalty. I didn't see the penalty. But
it was a penalty. They took Defoe out here on the hash marks after he dumped the puck. I didn't. He got up a little groggy here on the half board right after he dumped the puck. I didn't see the check, but that's had to be what it was for. I would just imagine the Stoney Creek coach has got to be beside himself.
That's a tough penalty to take with a minute 22. One of your leaders, one of your captains. It kind of takes you out of the ball game at this point.
And this
good smart decision not to shoot there, as Sidlowski gains a lane and does get a shot down deep. Bach throws it in smartly deep in the zone. Defoe in chase. And I think this is the way you play. You play below the goal line at this point. Keep it deep. Number 12 now trying to break out. Pass ahead to Niederhauser. Defenseman for Lake Orion, Grebe, steps into it. Back over for Bach.
Got 45 seconds left here.
Just going to be happy to kill some time. Back over to his partner, Grebe. He's going to kick it back in for Bach. And now cuts up through the middle. Dangerous play by Sid. But maintains control over to Grebe. They're going to get it in deep. And here's Defoe with a backhand toward the net. Nice little attempt to try to end this thing.
Net's empty for Stoney.
And a stretch pass. Niederhauser's in, but he fans on the shot. 21 stepping in. And boy, Lake Orion's just not handling the puck well right now. 19 tries a centering pass. 5 seconds left. 4 seconds. Shot blocked by the defenseman, and that's going to do it. Lake Orion manages to survive, Larry. 5-4, still undefeated on ONTV
you gotta
on
love
the
it,
season.
Craig.
And I got to be honest with you, this is my 3rd Lake Orion game, and they've won all 3. So
I think Coach Field's going to be buying your gas to come back and forth to the rink. But can't say too much about the last 10 seconds of the game or the last 3 seconds with that block shot by Ryan Sidlowski, giving up his body, hit the shaft of his stick. But without that block, you don't know. There's a traffic in front of the net. That was an excellent block by Sidlowski, and that's why the Dragons win the game 5-4 at the end.
Absolutely, and it was a great block, and it really, I don't know when that play broke down, if it was puck luck, the way it was bouncing around, or if Lake Orion just missed opportunities to clear the puck. But what do you think about 3 stars for the game, Larry?
Well, I think for the Dragons, and you can say what you want, and this is me, I thought Ben Barker played a great game. I think that the shots on Jack Barker, I'm sorry,
Yep.
The goaltender Jack Barker played a great game. 19 shots, 4 goals, but I got to tell you, the 4 goals that were scored on the poor guy, they were 3 of them were dead giveaways where he didn't have much chance. And, and the guy's got to get some credit. I thought he played a nice game, made some great saves,
Absolutely.
For him. I think Ben Bach had a really strong game as well. And I got to tell you, the third period, it was the DeFaw show for me.
Yeah,
you know, I know what order we put those guys in. It's, you know, it's one of those things. But DeFaw's energy in the third period, I think, was a difference in the hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the three. I'd probably give the nod personally to Mr. Bach, who got that offense going.
Okay.
Kind of got Lake Orion started. I know it's not how you start, it's how you finish, but I think that really went a long way to build that confidence, and the team was able to step up and overcome some adversity, even some bad decision making, to finish off a nice win.
Right. So it's DeFaw in the third, Gronowski in the third. I mean, the third period you could pick 4 or 5 guys that really did a great job.
Absolutely.
So, but like you're saying, Ben Bach started it off, and he'd probably definitely be our #1 star for tonight. The other guys you could put whatever order you choose, but you're right. Ben Bach is 2 goals, bang bang like that. Played a real solid game. He'd be my #1 star tonight.
Great. Well, there you go. 5-4, the final score here at Detroit Skating Club. The Lake Orion Dragons with their 3rd win on the season, taking it to Stoney Creek. And with that, we'll sign off here. Thanks for watching Lake Orion Dragon Hockey on ON TV. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.